Okay, good morning. I'm going to do my best here to show you how to turn your 4-frame animation cycle from Photoshop into an animated GIF so you can export it and watch it and have it be a looping cycle. Okay, the animation in Photoshop can be a little tricky, so bear with me here and I'll try to be as clear as I can. So first thing you want to do is you've got your image and you've got 4 different frames as 4 individual layers. I renamed them frame 1, frame 2, frame 3, frame 4 to help me with this. Right now they're all visible, but you can just see what each one looks like. Okay, nothing fancy here. Okay. So there they are. Okay, so what you're going to do here is you've got your frames, you're going to go down here where you can create a timeline. And if it's not showing, like if it looks like this, and go to Window, Timeline, and this will pop up. And you hit Create Frame Animation. Okay. Go a step back. There will be 2 options. If it says Create Video Timeline, you don't want that. You want Create Frame Animation. Okay, so now this is going to create 1 frame based on this first image here. So once you've got your timeline open and frame animation, this is going to create a new frame. Just like over here it creates a new layer, here it creates a new frame. And it does this by duplicating your initial frame. So create 4 more, and that'll be your 4-frame cycle. Okay, now for this, immediately off the bat we want to change this from once to forever. This means that whenever you play your animation, it'll just keep looping. Like you can see I started, it keeps looping. If you pick 3 times, it'll just play through it 3 times. So set it to forever. Now here, this sets how long each frame is going to hold for. We'll get to that in a little bit. Okay, so what you want to do now is make it so each one is different. So you're going to go to your first frame here, uncheck Propagate Frame 1. Keep your eye on this because sometimes it'll say Propagate Frame 1. You never want it to do that. What that'll do is it'll duplicate what you have on frame 1, it'll duplicate that onto the other frames. Photoshop's not an animation software, but it does have this basic ability to make animations. So it's not the most intuitive, but it's a good way to learn and make this initial project. Okay, so you're going to go to frame 1 here. That's good, that's how we want it to look. Frame 2, now we want it to just show this frame. So all I'm going to do is make these frames, or these layers, not visible. So only frame 2 is visible. And you can see it changes down here. Okay, so frame 2 visible. So click over, make sure it's not doing any of that propagation stuff, it's just doing that one. And actually this, we'll just make that first frame visible. But see, this is what I'm talking about, how it'll do this weird propagation thing. So you always want frame 1 visible here, frame 2 here, and then you go through it, frame 3, and then over here, frame 4. Okay, so now we've got it. I'm going to step back here and just do it once more. Sorry, let me do that a little slower. Start over, you've got your 4 layers, 1 frame, create, so you have 4 frames. Go to the first one, uncheck Propagate Frame 1, and just have that first frame visible. Frame 1 is visible. Frame 2, you're going to set it so frame 2 is visible. Frame 3 is visible. And frame 4, so frame 4 is visible. Now you've got your cycle. And it's not a very complicated cycle, but that's how you do it. So now, again, I'm going to set this so it's forever. And you can watch, now it's looping. Okay, our guy's going really fast here. You might not want your character running this fast. So that's what these are for, 0 seconds. This is about how long is it going to hold each frame. So you want to hold these probably either 0.1 or 0.2, depending on how fast you want your character moving. I'm going to set mine to 0.2 and see how it looks. Okay, there he goes. That looks pretty good. Well, looks okay. So, that's all I want you to do. and then you can save it. So now I'll show you how to save it. You've got it as a PSD. So you can save it as a PSD just like that. And that's good enough to upload. You can upload a PSD to School Loop for the assignment. I will accept that. That's fine. A PSD is great. Actually, that lets me see all your work. I can see you've set up this timeline. Now, I will show you how to export it as a GIF. So if you want to put it on your Instagram or whatever, or just have it for other purposes, you can. And also, it's a useful skill to have. So to do that, you're going to go File. You've got your image ready to go. Animation's looping forever. You're going to go File, Save for Web. There's all these different options. Save for Web. And then, let me get this into my screencast. Okay, my screencast recorder is a little small here, so I'll have to scroll around. So it's going to show your image there. You've got all these options over here. This stuff's fine. You can just do GIF 256. You know, leave that, whatever. Image size, you leave the same. It'll be this icon size, 32 by 32. Looping options forever. And you can do here to test it. You can see what it'll look like. And actually, if you want to blow it up, you can, but it'll make it blurry like that, so you don't really want to. Just keep it at 32 for 32 for now. And then you hit save. And you save it wherever you want it to go. I'll just save it to my desktop for now. Reg 4 frame. Actually, that's a really bad practice. I don't want to model that practice. So I'm going to save it to my animation folder. Reg 4 frame.gif. Save. And now it's saved it. Let's go find it. So now I can open it in my browser. That's zoomed in, that's why it's all blurry. But I can open it in the browser, and there you've got the little animation. And that should be the end of your first project for this class. Okay, let me know if you have any questions.